Aloha, welcome back to my Q&A. This week we have a special Q&A. If you could ask me one question about my tag team partner, Sebastian Cruz, what would it be? So we got a lot of questions here. I think we have 12 questions this week, which is more than in the past couple weeks, so that's good. So let's get to it, shall we? First question is from Will. How did you two hook up as a tag team, and how long have you been a team? We basically hooked up. We found a golden opportunity to face Drake Young and Matt Houston down in the North Carolina territory with Allied Independent Wrestling Federation. I stumbled upon it, and obviously I needed a tag team partner to challenge the two, so I just gave him a phone call, and that was really it. I just asked him if he wanted to go for some tag team titles, and that was really it. And that was back in February of this year, I believe. So we've only been a tag team for 10 months. So hasn't done long, but at least we had some great success on our first night. Next question is from Jason. What's the craziest road story you guys have? And it's such a tough call to pick what our craziest road story is, because besides the fact that yes, we've only been teaming for 10 months, I've known Chris since I was in high school. So it's tough to say what our craziest road story is, but just to give you one, so to kind of keep it short, one of the craziest things that has happened to us, we were on our way to Connecticut, and we stopped at a local gas station to get some snacks or whatever, and get gas, or not get gas, just get some food and drinks or whatever. And we go inside, and it's me, Sebastian Cruz, and a bunch of other guys. And after we gathered all of our stuff and we went to the counter to go buy what we picked, we realized that the cashier was falling asleep, and his head's just hunched over, and his arms are crossed, and we're trying to wake him up, but he just wouldn't wake up. So we're looking at each other like, what do we do? And then all of a sudden, the other two guys darted out of the gas station, and me and Cruz just follow him, and we just run with all the stuff. So did we steal? Yeah, we kind of stole that stuff, but I guess that's the cashier's fault for falling asleep. But I don't condone stealing. But that was we didn't know what to do. The other guys just ran, so we just followed them. It was like a spur of the moment type thing. We got in the car and booked it. So that was kind of funny. Next question is from Greg. Have you guys ever went to a bar together and used each other as wingmen to get chicks? And the answer is yes. We don't get to go out much because with our busy schedules, we're always either needed early in the morning, so we don't tend to go out. But the last time that we were in North Carolina back in February, after we had just won the AIWF World Tag Team titles, we decided to go out that night and celebrate because we didn't have to get up early, and we went to a local a sports bar. I forget what it was called. Kickback Jacks. That's what it was called. I think, pretty sure. And that was in Virginia, I believe. Excuse me. We went there, and we wanted to have some fun that night, try to get some chicks, whatever, to come back to the hotel and just chill out or just have fun. It doesn't, it's not all about getting laid or all that stuff. Sometimes it's just about having fun, and that's what we were looking to do. And it was funny because we were the only two guys in the whole place wearing suits, dressed nice, and everyone thought that we were the owners. So we definitely had a lot of fun that night. And I know that Sebastian Cruz is going to give me this little dig signal, but I walked out of the bar with a chick, and he didn't. So that's for you. He knows what I'm talking about, so he'll get a kick out of that. Next question is from Nate. What's the best experience you guys had as a team? And the cliche answer would be our very first night of being a tag team. We won the World Tag Team titles. But for me, for what I'm going to choose, the best experience that we've had as a team, we got booked in a tag match at a company. I forget what the company's name was. They don't run much. It's like once in a blue moon, out in the middle of nowhere. But we get there, and a lot of the other guys, the other teams, I think we were supposed to do like a 3-way tag match or something, but the other 2 teams didn't show. And it was like, what are we going to do? So we ended up facing each other, and, the crowd was like completely dead, but, we went out there and we really got them going, and, everyone gave us props and said that we had match of the night, and we really got the crowd going and everything like that, and we were getting huge praises. And I thought that was great as a team because, it's the 2 of us going out there and proving why, we got together. We got together because, we believe that I believe that he's one of the best independent wrestlers in the business today, and I hope that he feels the same way, and I believe that's why we ended up as a tag team. So I thought as a team, showing, how good we are separate and working together at the same time to tell that kind of a story, I thought that was really good. I think that's one of our best experiences as a team. Next question is from Nikki. What's the most annoying habit Sebastian has? He chews loudly. Like, he doesn't have, the most proper teeth in the world, which I'm not knocking him for. But since it's hard, like the food gets stuck in a lot of places, so that he's got to like try to get the food out, and then he chews loud. It doesn't bother me, but sometimes I'm just like, dude, like, come on, just calm it down a little bit. So I would say, like, off the top of my head, that's probably one of the most annoying habits he has, is that he chews loud, but it's not even that bad. Next question is from James. If you could do or say anything to Sebastian and he couldn't retaliate in any way, what would you do? And my answer is, I would take my hand like this and go to his nose. Because if you do that, if you hit his nose at the right spot, he will not stop sneezing. For some reason, there's something wrong with his nose, where if you hit it, he'll just and just keep going. Like, and he's gonna knock on me if he ever comes up with one of these videos and talks about my answer to him. He's gonna talk about why I accidentally knocked him, and made him uncontrollably sneeze like that. But that's what I would do, because he doesn't let me do it like willingly. So if he would let me do something and he wouldn't retaliate, that's what I would pick. Bop him in the nose. So anybody that goes to ask for his autograph, just hit him in the nose real quick and see what he does. Next one is from Dylan. How does it feel to have a close friend as your partner? And it's good and bad. It's more good than bad. Chris and I have definitely known each other for a long time, and we are so passionate about the business that sometimes our passions clash, and we both have different views on how things should go, or just different views on a bunch of stuff. And when that happens, it's really hard to get him to see another view, or get him to switch like the way he sees something. So it's definitely hard to in that aspect. But the good thing about when we do clash is that sooner or later we're gonna make up and we're gonna be good. We definitely have our good moments and bad moments as a tag team, but it's always good because I know he's gonna be there at the end of the day. My next question is from Devin. I believe you didn't get to read the full one. I guess you probably assumed that it was just like another Q&A, but you asked me who inspired me the most during my wrestling career. Since it wasn't a question for Sebastian, I'll answer it anyway. But during my wrestling career, who inspired me the most? I'm not exactly sure, because my idols obviously inspired me to get into the wrestling business. But who inspired me during my wrestling career? I would just say my friends inspired me, because you just see some of them of how hard they push, and then you got to push yourself that much harder because they're pushing themselves hard. And then you also see your friends that don't push themselves, and you don't want to be like them, so you push yourself even harder because you're like, look, you're not doing it, so I got to push myself. So it's a tough call, but I would say my close friends in the wrestling business. My next question is from Steven. Is Sebastian signed to WWE? And the answer is no. Not at the current moment. He is not signed. But that doesn't mean that hashtag 5-year star, he won't be. Next question is from Brooke. Why does Sebastian's face disturb me? And I know the correct answer to that, and it's this right here. This huge thing that he has right in this area. It gets in the way. It's humongous, and that's why his face probably disturbs you. His nose. And he knows he has a big nose. Jeremy, next question. Why aren't you guys in Beyond Wrestling? I can't speak for Chris why he's not in Beyond Wrestling. But what I can do is speak on my own behalf. I was actually booked for a show with Beyond Wrestling, but something else came up. And I believe that was a more beneficial way to go. So I ended up going down that route. So I apologize that we're not in Beyond Wrestling. But maybe you should start following up on more of the companies that we do wrestle for. Maybe we'll get into one of those. Not to take anything away from Beyond. My last question. I didn't get this under 10 minutes, but whatever. The last question is from Jen, and before I answer this question, I apologize if I skipped anyone's question. Just let me know that I skipped it, and I will give you 2 questions on next week's Q&A. What the question is going to be, I have no idea. But the last question, Jen, do the fans ever seem to go toward you or him, a.k.a. Do the fans tend to pick a favorite? And the answer, I would say that the fans get behind him more rather than me, because there you go, Chris, Sebastian. Sorry, whatever. And the reason that I believe that the fans get behind him more is because I believe that when he's around the Allentown area, a lot of his friends and family are from this area. And a lot of people come out to see him, so he really gets a lot of people to come to the show, and they're always there to cheer for him. So since he's Spanish people, it doesn't matter what type of Spanish you are, you always cheer for other Spanish wrestlers. I don't know why, but that maybe that's just me, but I feel like that's also beneficial for him. And he goes out a lot more. He knows a lot more people than I do. I don't usually go out. I'm not a big fan of dancing. I'll go with my girl when she wants to. But other than that, I don't go to bars. Not really. He really doesn't either. But he goes out dancing a lot, so he meets a lot of people, and I think that definitely helps his networking of who he knows. So I feel like people tend to lean towards him more than me, and that's it, I guess. So I thought this was a really fun Q&A. I got to tell a lot more personal stuff about Sebastian Cruz, aka WWE's Bobby Howard. Oh wait, there was another question. Rich, I remember. Wow, you should thank me right now, Rich, because I completely remember this question off the top of my head. I don't know how I remember this, but you asked, did I enjoy watching Sebastian Cruz more on WWE or Danny Danger? And my answer is Sebastian Cruz, because his little Bobby Howard bit was a lot more entertaining than Danny Danger just getting the poop kicked out of him from Ezekiel Jackson. So now I am finished with my Q&A. I'm going to finish under 14 minutes. I have 10 seconds. So thank you for joining. Keep following me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter. And I'll see you guys next week. Aloha.